Hi everybody, it's Tina here with Loving Life's Little Blessings, and welcome to our Scrapbook Room Reveal Blog Hop. So if you have been a follower of my YouTube channel or my blog, you guys have seen my room before, and it's a little bit different, just a few things have changed. And so I didn't want to do a complete overview of my scrapbook room just because I already have that video up on YouTube. You guys have already seen it. So what I thought I would do, our blog hop is a 2-day blog hop. So today I'm going to talk about some design elements of my room. And you know, when I watch scrapbook room tours on YouTube, or I go to a blog and I see their room, I always wish that they would go closer into items, or I want them to explain different ways they got to that design element or certain things like that. So today is Saturday and I'm going to talk all about the design of my room, how it came to be, and give you guys some tips if you are planning a scrapbook room, because that's what I did when I was watching the YouTube videos about scrapbook room reveals. What I did is I watched YouTube videos to get ideas. Okay, so hopefully this will help you guys, and tomorrow I'm gonna have a whole new video up, and it's all gonna be about organization and some of the organizational aspects of my room. So the first thing is my room is really pretty small. So I just kind of gave you an overview of my room, and it's fairly small. So I really had to, when we moved into this house, I really had to pick the pieces of furniture I wanted. They needed to be functional, and then I wanted everything to be really pretty. So I just have an 8-foot table that I work on. I have my laptop. That's where I do all of my blog work, photo editing. I watch YouTube videos when I craft. This is exactly right here where the chair is right where you can see that I just do all my crafting. So the things that are right in front of me are obviously what I'm just using the most of. My stamp pads, my stamps, my tools, my trimmers, that kind of thing. So when I was going to do this room, I couldn't really decide what design I wanted or what colors I really wanted. And what happened was I had some of this really beautiful paper. This is Stampin' Up! Paper. It was from about a year ago, and it was called Spice Cake. And I particularly liked this design the most. It was so beautiful, and it was just my style. The itty bitty flowers, the little paisleys, the greens and the blues, I just loved it. And then of course, one of the main colors happened to be brown. So those are just my colors. I really enjoy them. And so what I decided to do is take this pack of paper. I couldn't ever bring myself to use it in a scrapbook layout or card, because I just felt like, what if I use this paper and I don't love the layout as much as I love the paper? So what I decided to do is I ended up with a bunch of it. I did my whole room in this paper and this color scheme. So what I did first is I got the paper, and then I got some of the embellishments that go with it. So if you're putting together a scrapbook room, what I would do is I would find some scrapbook paper, like a stack or a paper that all coordinates, and then that you can find some embellishments with, because I got these buttons right here that went with the Spice Cake paper. And so what I've done is, this right here happens to be my Cricut wall. I'm going to talk about those cubes tomorrow, so I won't go much into them, but this happens to be my Cricut wall. And I got these shelves right here, you can see. I just got these shelves at Lowe's, and they were just plain white, and I stuck my Cricut cartridges on them. So what I did is I took some of that Spice Cake paper, and I measured how big it needed to be, and then I put a strip of it on the outside edges of my shelf, and then I took packing tape. You can see I'm going to pull a little bit of it off if I can, just so you can see what I mean by I took packing tape. It's not going to let me. It's down really good. I just took packing tape and I overlapped the paper so it would be protected. And then this is one of my favorite elements of my room. This is actually fabric. I saw this on Pinterest. I just took the fabric, I overlaid the light cover switch, and then I used Mod Podge, so it's sealed, and it won't come up or anything, and it is the Spice Cake fabric. So I was able to get paper, fabric, and embellishments that all matched. So I did that, and then I just created some really simple decorations. This is a glass cup type thing that was given to me. I just did the same thing. I wrapped paper around it, Mod Podged it, and kept it in my room. I did some pinwheels and then some rosettes as well. So that just gave me a way to be able to decorate my room and pull it all together in a fun way. So the other thing that I did is I just found this fabric. Actually, I just happened to have this green fabric was just in my stash, and so I created a runner with it, and then on top of all of my shelves, I just use it as a runner. So the other thing that I did is I went to Walmart and I got one flat sheet, and you can get it for, I believe, $5, a twin size flat sheet, and that's part of it right there. It's hung up to cover that door. I put a strip of the green fabric right there on the bottom, and then I made these curtains. So it's just the sheet that's cut up, and then it is a strip of the green fabric and then some eyelet fabric on the bottom. And so those two both match. So then my shelf right here, my husband built this shelf for me. One day I said to him, I just wish I had a shelf that sat right in front of me on my desk that had little cubby holes. So he built one. And what I've done is I've taken that Spice Cake paper, and you can see I've done the same thing on this shelf. I've just outlined my shelf in it, and then I've used packing tape. So then I took boxes and stuff that are up here, like this is extra pens and extra glitter, and then these are my brads, my decorative brads that I just happen to want to use right now. And so I've just covered some of my elements. This I just covered. I didn't even Mod Podge it, but you totally could. This I just covered. I put packing tape around this as well, this part right here, to keep it in place. These down here are some Cricut boxes that I Mod Podged, and then I just wrapped a piece of ribbon around, and then I label everything, because I just feel like it helps me better know where things are. And so I choose to label everything. So you can just see that you wrap right around my shelf, and I just have that paper everywhere. And I also just took some miscellaneous buttons, and I just began to put buttons on here. And then you can see I have a pinwheel up here. There's all sorts of cute little items that you can make. That's a little box that has 3 drawers that a friend made me in that paper because she knew my room was in it. And so I just stuck it up there as decoration. And then, of course, I don't want to go too fast. I don't want to make you guys sick. But I have this wall where I started out showing you guys. And I have this K. And I just actually made this on my Cricut. I just cut out multiple things of chipboard, and it's in the Don Juan font. For those of you familiar with the Cricut, it's in the Don Juan font, and I believe I cut it out at 9, and I just glued the layers of chipboard together. I added ribbon to the top, ribbon on the side there, and then this is just a picture frame that I was able to just put, I haven't put photos in it yet. I plan on it, but I haven't done it yet. And so I just will have that as a background. And then I have some of the buttons right on the wall. And then I made this, which is just my little whiteboard. This is where all my business stuff happens, my blog calendar and my customer files. And so I just made this little whiteboard with a picture frame, some pattern paper, and then some white paper in there. And it's just my to-do list. So I really try hard to let my scrapbook elements as well decorate my room. So I have my ribbon is on that shelf right there, and it's all color coordinated together, and then it just sits right there and it adds a little bit of a decoration as well as it's a supply. And then same thing up here. I have my flowers all stacked right there, and I just like them to be there so that it gives a decorative element, and then if something's not in front of me, I don't use it. And so I like stuff to be out where I can see it so that I use it. And then I don't have very many wood-mounted stamps, but the few that I do, I like to leave out for a decoration element as well. And then I like to decorate with things I find every day. So this is my business card holder, and it just holds my business cards right up here. And you can see I've just taken a little jewel type thing, and I've just glued it right to that. And that just says remember. It just adds a decorative element. And then as well, I have some things hanging up on my wall here. And this is from our current Stampin' Up! Catalog right now, and I just pulled it out of our catalog, mounted it on some paper, and put it up on my wall because I liked it. And then this was from last year's catalog, was all of our colors, and so I liked it, and I put it up. So anyways, I hope that this has helped you guys maybe come up with a better design if you're thinking about doing a room, or you're thinking about redoing your room. Some ideas on how you can pull together a design that will run all through your room. And if you have any questions, just let me know. Send me an email, and tomorrow I'll have a video up, and I'm going to talk a little bit about how I organize my room and different elements that have helped me stay organized. Okay, so thank you guys so much for coming by, and I will talk to you later.